Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this channel, Adults ESL Online Learning. I'm Dr. Hernandez Smith. In this video, we are going to be discussing energy sources and conversions, section 9. And this is unit 3 from Technology, Engineering, and Design textbook. Table of Contents, Section 9, Energy Sources and Conversions. Objectives, Vocabulary, Types of Energy and Sources, Exhaustible Sources of Energy, Renewable Energy Sources, Inexhaustible Energy Sources. Objectives, Identify and discuss exhaustible, renewable, and inexhaustible energy sources. Describe the methods of conversion for several energy sources. Discuss the negative and positive effects of several energy sources. Vocabulary. Number 1, fossil fuel. Number 2, nuclear fission. Number 3, bioconversion. Number 4, photovoltaic cell. Number 5, geothermal energy. Number 6, electrolysis. Number 6, electrolysis. Fossil fuel. Fuel derived from the remains of plants and animals that have been subjected to heat and pressure over millions of years. These remains eventually form coal, oil, and natural gas deposits. Number 2, nuclear fission. The splitting of the nucleus of an atom. Number 3, bioconversion. The method of obtaining energy from waste products. Number 5, geothermal energy. Heat generated within the earth as the result of the decay of radioactive materials beneath the earth's crust. Number 6, electrolysis. The passage of electric current through an electrolytic fluid for the purpose of separating the molecules. Types of energy sources. The sun is the fundamental source of most of all. The sun is the fundamental source of almost all the Earth's other sources of energy. All sources of energy can be classified into 3 main types: exhaustible, renewable, and inexhaustible. Exhaustible energy sources are those that cannot be replaced. Coal is a black or brown rock that can be burned. It is obtained through both underground and surface mining operations. Once washed of dust, coal can be used immediately as a fuel. Coal is our most abundant fossil fuel. Fossil fuels come from plants and animals that died millions of years ago. Oil. During the last 60 years, oil and natural gas have replaced coal for home and transportation use. There are 3 sources of oil: crude oil, shale oil, and tar sands. Crude oil is a thick, dark liquid trapped in pockets in the earth. Shale oil is trapped inside shale rock. Tar sands are the third source of oil, which is trapped within the sand. After the oil is obtained, it must be refined and separated into useful substances. Unfortunately, oil has 2 major problems as an energy source. One of these is limited supply, especially of crude oil. The other major problem with oil is that it creates pollution. Natural gas. Natural gas is most commonly found in underground pools or with crude oil deposits and is obtained by drilling. Natural gas is transported or stored under pressure. The pressure is increased to a high point and then the gas is cooled to a liquid state. Although pressurized containers of gas can be explosive, design and careful handling of containers makes them safe. Geopressure reserves can be found in high-pressure brine saltwater pools deep within the earth. When the pools are tapped, the gas is released. Natural gas is our cleanest fuel. It creates fewer pollutants. It has also been the cheapest fossil fuel for many years. However, as reserves have decreased in size and as the cost of locating and processing natural gas has increased, the cost has risen. Not enough natural gas exists in our current reserves to meet demands. Not enough natural gas exists in our current reserves to meet demands. Uranium. Uranium is a radioactive substance found in many metal ores and is used to produce nuclear energy. Exposure to radiation from a nuclear reaction can damage human cells. Renewable energy sources. Renewable sources of energy are those that can be used indefinitely if they are properly managed and maintained. Wood, plants, and waste products are all renewable sources. Ethanol. Ethanol is ethanol alcohol, a compound derived from plants. Methanol. Methanol is a clean burning liquid fuel that can be used in vehicles. Biodiesel fuel. Biodiesel fuel is produced from vegetable oil. Cleaner burning than regular petroleum-based diesel. Vegetable oil fuel becomes very thick in temperatures below 45 degrees and require a heated fuel system. Waste products. Bioconversion is a method of obtaining energy from waste products. These include food product wastes, animal wastes, paper, cardboard, and wood wastes. Bioconversion disposes of unwanted waste, and production facilities can be located almost anywhere. Using waste as fuel also helps limit the waste that must be disposed in landfills. Wood. Wood and wood waste are two of the oldest forms of heat energy. Although wood is a renewable energy source, trees take a long time to grow. Its use as a fuel competes with its use in the construction industry. Other industries competing for the existing supply of wood include paper production and furniture manufacturing. Inexhaustible energy sources. The sun. The inexhaustible energy sources are those that will always be available. The sun. Solar energy is directly from the sun. Thermal energy is produced by the movement of molecules. The transfer of heat through a solid substance is called conduction. The closer the molecules are packed together, the faster the heat is transferred. When heat is transferred through a fluid, such as air or water, the process is called convection. Electricity. Devices that convert sunlight directly into electricity are photovoltaic cells. Light energy travels as tiny energy particles called photons. Flowing water. We gather the potential energy of water by trapping it behind dams. As water drains from the reservoir created by the dam, it flows through a sluice. Rotated by this directed flow of water, a turbine near the end of the sluice drives a generator that produces electricity. Wind energy was a very important energy source before the rural parts of the United States were developed. Today, windmills have been engineered to produce electricity. Ocean tides, waves, and currents. Much is unknown about energy sources that lie below the surface of oceans. However, some, such as tides and currents, have proven to be useful. Tides are the rising and lowering of water levels caused by the moon's gravitational pull and the rotation of the Earth. In some parts of the world, the difference between high and low tide is over 40 feet, but differences much less than that are more common. Strong currents develop as the water moves in and then out. If the water is channeled through a turbine, electricity can be produced. Ocean heat. Ocean heat. Tropical oceans collect and store heat from the sun. Water near the surface is warm. Water deep under the surface remains very cold. This temperature difference is used to produce electricity, a process called ocean thermal energy. An OTEC system is much like a refrigerator. A liquid, generally ammonia, is cycled through a closed system of pipes. At one end of the system, where the ocean water is very cold, the ammonia is a liquid. As the ammonia cycles through the hot ocean water, its pressure increases and changes it into gas. The pressurized gas turns a turbine that is conducted to an electrical generator. Solar salt ponds. Solar salt ponds, natural ponds generally found in the western U.S., are another source of electrical energy. The sun's rays pass through the top layer of salt water and heat the water on the bottom. Since there is very little movement in heavy salt water, the bottom water gets hotter and hotter, often reaching 250 degrees. A system similar to that used for OTEC heats and cools ammonia, which operates a turbine generator. Geothermal energy is heat generated within the earth. It is the result of the decay of radioactive materials beneath Earth's crust. This heat is trapped unless it escapes through geysers and volcanoes. Hydrogen. Pure hydrogen is one of the most common elements on Earth and burns easily, causing no pollution. There are few problems with hydrogen as fuel. It is hard to produce. During electrolysis, electricity passes through water. This separates the hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Section 9 Quiz. All sources of energy can be classified into 3 types: exhaustible, renewable, and inexhaustible. Exhaustible energy sources are those that cannot be replaced. Renewable sources of energy are those that can be used indefinitely if they are properly managed and maintained. Inexhaustible energy sources will always be available. Number 1, what is the fundamental source of almost all the Earth's other sources of energy? The sun. Number 2, how can electricity be produced from flowing water? Using a dam. We gather energy of water by trapping it behind dams. Number 3, what is the one major disadvantage of using woods as energy source? It takes a long time to grow them. It takes a long time for a tree to grow. Number 4, defined bioconversion. It's taking trash and bioconversion is a method of obtaining energy from waste products. Number 5, how can electricity be used to release hydrogen? During electrolysis, electricity passes through water. This separates hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Number 6, what problems might occur if different nations placed sea snakes throughout the Earth's ocean? I just think they would get caught in the turbines. Number 7, in what ways could the government encourage energy conservation? There's many infinite ways. I think by installing solar panels on houses or buildings that are directly under the sun. We should be recycling our products. We should be making products that are recyclable and stop using products that cannot break down safely on the earth. Number 8, How would society be different if wind was a primary source of energy today? I think society would be different. We would have windmills, and our buildings, our architecture would be different. Um, Number 9. What factors might be considered when planning the location of a nuclear power plant? We'll check if people are already living there or what kind of life exists on that area. It should be barren. Number 10. If a nearby forest was cut down to provide energy, what would change the amount of visible wildlife? I think the wildlife would die, or it would die off if the forest was cut down. But if a forest was built or planted, created, I think life, the change would be more life existing in that forest. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this video was useful as a study guide, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.